If you're feeling the effects of aging, there's a natural remedy that could rejuvenate your liver, one of the organs that are critical for managing weight and toxicity. This herb might just improve your overall health. In this video, I'll share how milk thistle works, the best ways to incorporate it into your routine, and the important cautions you need to consider. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Gayla Gorman, a licensed acupuncturist, naturopath, and author of What's Your Kryptonite? On this channel, I'm here to help you reverse the effects of chronic stress so that you can cruise through midlife and beyond symptom-free, so that you can put an end to the undesirable side effects of aging like chronic fatigue, mood swings, and even weight gain. Let's start by talking about how milk thistle actually works. Well, I mentioned that it revitalizes your liver, but it actually works to revitalize liver cells. One of the ways that it does this is with one of the components that is in milk thistle in a pretty high concentration, and that's Silymarin. Silymarin really helps to support your liver and also decreases cholesterol levels. So if you have been diagnosed or cautioned by your doctor that your cholesterol levels are looking a little high, that's honestly not that uncommon for many people who are using more concentrated diet approach now. For example, you may be eating more meat to make sure that you're getting enough protein, or even using more high quality fats. It can really be important to do things to help offset the increase in cholesterol, even if that's good cholesterol. You know, there is good and bad cholesterol. It's important to understand the difference, but even good cholesterol, you can have too much of a good thing, right? The Silymarin that is in milk thistle can really help to keep your liver healthy and all the things that your liver contributes to working at really optimal levels. If you want to supplement with milk thistle, it's really important that you use high quality and potent herbs. Don't just run to any store and buy milk thistle off the shelf. You have no idea how many horror stories as an Oriental medicine practitioner and herbalist we've heard about the herbs in these formulas not even being authentic. They're not even really the herb they say they are. But most importantly, even if they are the right herb, it won't have enough potency even to do what it's designed to do. And if it's not grown in the proper environment, organic, for example, then it could come contaminated with additional toxicity that really isn't going to help you, because now you're trying to support your body in its efforts to reduce toxicity, and what you're using is adding toxicity. It's just really important to make sure you're sourcing high quality herbs and supplements. Also, just know that you can source herbs like this in capsule form, in tincture. So tincture is liquid basically, and it's typically delivered with a little bit of alcohol so that the alcohol kind of keeps it stable. You can also use milk thistle in food preparation. So you might try getting some fresh dried milk thistle and just see what you think about that herb and how you might be able to incorporate it into your meal preparation without really throwing off the flavors and then making a dish that you really enjoyed no longer appealing or satisfying. Sometimes, honestly, it's just easier to use these herbs in either capsule or tincture form. There are some pros and cons for both methods. Capsules obviously are more convenient, especially if you don't have a problem swallowing things, but tinctures tend to keep the quality higher for longer. And it's also much easier to control the dosing with a tincture if you find that you're having some issues related to milk thistle side effects, which we'll talk more about in a few minutes. Then it's really easy to reduce your dose just to a couple of drops. Sometimes that's all it takes. All you're really trying to do is just remind this organ, your liver, of what it's supposed to do and just sort of jumpstart the healing process. Remember, we're never going to supplement with something long term. You will find that maybe just want to use milk thistle once or twice a week, unless you're using it specifically for some detox process. Then that may extend to 3 to 4 weeks, but you want to take a break and allow your liver to essentially do the job it's designed to do. Milk thistle initiates a detox response in the liver, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but too much of a good thing can be too much. As I mentioned earlier, it can cause more stress than the body can handle. Again, we're going to talk more about the cautions in a minute, but just know that this is an example of one of the countless ways that stress creates symptoms and other health issues, especially during midlife. I created a video that shows you how to eliminate these symptoms naturally, so I'll make sure to link to it below this video. But make sure you hit subscribe too, because I share a lot of tips when it comes to dealing with stress that's become toxic. Relieving the nasty symptoms stress creates makes cruising through midlife a breeze. So let's talk about some of the cautions that are related to supplementing with milk thistle, even if you are supplementing with really high quality, potent herbs. One of the things that milk thistle is designed to do is stimulate this detoxification process. Just know that detox can be a little uncomfortable. You can feel some headaches, some nausea. Sometimes even symptoms will get worse in the short term while your body has a little extra support with its efforts to purge toxins that have kind of accumulated. So just know that you will need to monitor this. If it gets to the point where you need to take some symptom suppressor to deal with the effects of taking milk thistle, then you need to back off. You're definitely better off backing off and using less, that the detoxification happens at a level you can handle, than adding more toxicity by using some pain reliever or symptom suppressor. And just know that if you struggle with diabetes, prediabetes, or are even diagnosed as diabetic, low blood sugar and other side effects that may impact your diabetes management have been reported. So you definitely want to use some device. If you are diabetic, you already have that device handy, but just make sure you're doing a really good job of monitoring your blood sugar just to notice if it is spiking for the good or the bad, and if you need to adjust your medication. Another thing to keep in mind is that some people do have an allergic reaction of sorts to milk thistle. If you're highly allergic to things in the environment like grasses and that sort of thing, then you may find that your allergic reactions kind of kick in. And again, just know that you definitely don't want to increase an allergy relief medication to offset the effects of introducing milk thistle. Allergy relief medication is really risky to take long term, and the women I work with are really encouraged to eliminate the use of allergy relief medication and honestly any other symptom suppressor that they've been relying on, so that we can work on getting to the bottom of what's really causing your symptoms. But just know that anything that I recommend, if the reaction to it is causing you to consider taking a symptom suppressor, headaches, indigestion, allergic reactions. If you are feeling like you really need to take some other medication to offset the effects, then just know that you are not doing yourself any favors. You're undoing the positive benefits. So you're much better off backing off and taking it slow and doing it, introducing something like milk thistle in a way that you can handle without suppressing symptoms. And if your best efforts to live a healthy lifestyle and do all the things you've been led to think are supposed to work are getting the job done, you may even be feeling like you take 2 steps forward and 3 back. In my next video, I'll show you how to manage the toxic stress that's sabotaging your efforts. You can eliminate the symptoms that seem to be piling up in midlife naturally without medication, crazy diets, intense exercise, or any other unsustainable lifestyle hack.